He's an authority on the occult. He really knows about the black arts, satanic rites, and other things.
Hobgoblins and witches and things that go bump in the night.
Well, hobgoblins are fantasy creatures of the nursery, Mr. Thomas. As for witches, they certainly exist. Things do go bump in the night. Good coffee.
That is not dead, which can return alive, and with strange hands, death and I, in his lair.
When the night falls, monsters breathe and scream.
Don't look at me. I didn't have a thing to do with it.
Welcome to another Bump in the Night. What it is, what it looked like, what it be. What it is DC Multiverse Deadshot, McFarlane Collector Edition with a chance at Chase. I don't believe I got a Chase. I'm not sure what Chase stands for. Apparently McFarlane had a bunch of different editions of the same figure he put out at the same time. And Chase is probably like a more deluxe version of this character, which to me is a horrible way to market towards a consumer. Like, the consumer wants to know what they're getting. They don't want to gamble with their purchases, which is why I don't buy more of these figures, because it's just a money grabbing thing. Like, oh, we can just repaint the same character instantly 3 different ways and slightly change the packaging and upcharge. Promote the secondary market on eBay and resellers to scalp, or so that they can recharge for the Chase edition, the premium. Here we're just checking out the box art. Has some nice comic book art of the character on the back. It was sealed with 3 pieces of tape, 1 on the center top and 2 on the sides. He came with 2 extra sets of hands, 2 pointy fingers, 1 for each hand, and I guess 2 gripping hands. And he came with 3 sets of blast effects, 1 for each hand, so 6 total blast effects. 2 like full blast, 2 medium blast, and 2 empty for his wrist firing mechanisms. Which again, with comic book characters, if you think about too much, it falls apart. So it's best not to think about firing from your wrist as opposed to firing from a standard pistol, which people would train with. And I suppose, I'm not sure what the 2 holsters are for on each side of his thing, except to hold maybe spare, but they wouldn't fit in there exactly. So it's kind of weird. He's got his laser focus eye, the target reticle on it. Here I'm struggling to get the blue backing panel out that contains the stand and the little mini comic or card. I'm gonna leave the mini comic card attached to it, but the stand I carefully removed with a box cutter. Here he is, twisted and mangled as if he just got out of an accident. After pulling him from the package, I just yanked him out instead of snipping the package, because they were so tight on it. The way they do it, they, I guess, burn off the ends on the back side, so you can't really snip it very easily. To disconnect it, you have to snip it from the front side or claw at the back side pulling on it. So I just ripped him out, basically. Luckily, no damage was done. As you can see, he's got extra mobility in the toes, but he has a lack of mobility and articulation in the legs. The legs won't fully Van Damme without risking damaging the hips or the leg joints. And the King Charles is non-existent on this guy. Like, there's no twist, there's no leg twist, there's no thigh cut, there's no shin cut. There's just a slight bit of swivel in the hips for the upper leg, like not even very much. He's not very articulable at all. And a single knee joint, so he can't get his knee back very far. And a rocker for the ankle, which is very flexible, and a toe joint. Very unimpressive. The arms are much more impressive. just because of the double ball jointed shoulders, as you'll see here in a moment. He's very toy looking like. He looks like a toy. Here you can see the partial non-existent King Charles at all, and the lack of mobility in the knees. It's got a bit of torso articulation, just a bit, not very much, just a bit. He's very well sculpted all over, that's for sure, but I think it's just the general body that they use. The head doesn't have almost any articulation. You can't twist it at all, just barely left and right and back and forth. I think because of the fashion of the character, they limited the mobility. Van Damme, I'd say a mid Van Damme. That's the only thing I can imagine, because you can't get him in very many poses if you can't pose him very well, you know. The blast effects is the second neatest thing from the new toys that I've seen since I was a kid. Articulation has increased a great deal, obviously. That's the way they really differentiate characters, is articulation, the extras that they put in with them now, the blast effects being the most impressive of the extras, because I don't believe they ever did anything like that in the 80s. Any kind of blast effects, or they even have laser effects, magical effects, stuff like that, just effects that look really neat. That was probably the neatest part about the Phoenix Force, because the figure was awful, but the stand, the flame stand, could be used for any kind of flame, like a pit fire that you want. These have got certain kind of attachments to them, so they can't be used in any way. They mainly can be used with this character because of the square peg that they fit into. But I feel like it was overpriced at $29. Had to get it from Best Buy because the GameStop app wasn't working, or their website wasn't working. Their app worked. I found out after I went to the GameStop. After trying to get my $5 monthly bonus from them, which would have knocked it down to $24 and then $24.99, then would have knocked $1 off being a Plus member, a Pro member. So that would have been a more reasonable price for them, $23, but unfortunately I got it at Best Buy, along with Adam Strange, so it would have only been $28 for him though. Hopefully the Adam Strange is a lot more articulable. This guy is not very articulable. He's very well sculpted though. I like the stitching look on the side of his pants here. The red, the grays, the yellow, they all work. He's extremely muscular, which most comic book heroes are, or villains. There I am putting the full blast wrist rockets on him. He's definitely got a worked out upper body. I like the look of his midsection there. What it is DC McFarlane Deadshot. Last shot at Deadshot, because McFarlane's losing the license to Mattel this year. So at the end of the year, sometime next year, it'll be Mattel making DC figures, hopefully. Not 5.5 inch or 5 inch DC figures. Hopefully they have a 7 inch or 6 inch line at least. 7 inch would be more fitting to go with the McFarlane toys, but if they want to spit in the eye of all the consumers, they could do something other than 7 inch. I feel like that would really be an insult to consumers, whether they like Mattel or McFarlane toys. That would turn a lot of McFarlane collectors off from Mattel. Like right now you have some people that are like, I'm done with DC because I've already collected all McFarlane and la la la. But you know how collectors are, they can change their mind minute to minute just like anybody. The thing that will keep them off is an insult being something other than 7 inch, because I've only started since November, so it doesn't affect me other than with this character, and I think Power Girl are the only two McFarlane toys that I have. So what it looks like a good toy. Would it be? It'd be an average toy. The articulation's poor overall, because the biceps don't make up for the legs. They just are what they should be at a minimum. They don't have any bicep twist or any extra other than the shoulder, the ability to move the shoulders really far back because of the double ball joints. He's got a ball joint which you can see, and then I stretch it out to show the extra which is a new feature from McFarlane Toys. I think other people are ripping him off now, though. So what it is DC Multiverse, Deadshot, McFarlane Collector Edition, Last Shot. What it looks like a good toy. Would it be an average toy? Because the price, the lack of articulation in the legs and the torso and the head and the arms, that's mainly it. The lack of articulation really kills this figure as far as props go. The lack of articulation is evident. Very evidently so. Well, that's it for a quick and easy review. If you're able to make it this far through this video, please like and subscribe. I'm just a regular guy trying to make his way through the universe. It gives me hope for the future.
He's an authority on the occult. He really knows about the black arts, satanic rites, and other things.
Hobgoblins and witches and things that go bump in the night.
Well, hobgoblins are fantasy creatures of the nursery, Mr. Thomas. As for witches, they certainly exist. Things do go bump in the night.
That is not dead.